is a bird flying so high to the sky. In this section, briefly before we start sewing the princess line, always make sure you've got your tension right on the machine and you've got your stitch length correct, everything. And also just do a little sample of the way these seams will be if they're not pulling or whatever. So I just want to briefly talk to you about the dog teeth. I'm just going to bring this in here. Now, underneath here, the plate, there's these row of teeth, and they're called dog teeth, and they actually pull the fabric along when you're sewing. It will go through. Okay, now of course it pulls the bottom fabric, the bottom layer through it, because actually the bottom layer rests on these dog teeth, and that's how the operational machines, all machines, are. Now of course you've got different sets of machines like walking foot, and they do a slightly different operation the way the dog teeth are, but this usual lock stitch machine, this is the principle of these dog teeth. Okay, they pull the fabric through, so it kind of guides it through. I wanted to show you how to handle the fabric. Usually the machine will guide it through, so you don't pull the fabric. I'm just going to bring it back out for you. So now you do not pull the fabric at all, never ever pull it. So you guide it, this is how you usually do. So you rest your hand, either hands on either side, and just let the machine will guide it through, okay, naturally. So you just don't start twisting it, just let it go through. And that's the usual way. Now, that's fine. But the lighter weight fabric you have, the more heavier the fabric, it's fine. You don't get too much of a, but the bottom, you'll see a slight discrepancy between the top layer and the bottom layer because of the dog teeth. They try and get an even feed, but sometimes on some machines it's not. So you can see here there's a very fraction wave on the bottom, and that's usual anyway on a lot of fabrics, because the dog teeth, remember, it's pulling it through. So to compensate that, on heavy fabrics you won't get that problem, but the lighter the fabrics are, the more problem you're going to have on the bottom layer and between the bottom layer and top layer. So I'm just going to show you. I'm just going to sew. So you can sew. If you've got a lighter weight fabrics and you get that problem, which you probably invariably will, if you hold your bottom layer, don't pull it, just hold it slightly taut, and that will compensate for the dog teeth pulling it through. Leave the top layer as it is, just guide it through and have it together. So just sew your normal seam, but just have the bottom layer slightly taut. Yeah, the bottom layer, can you see? And just let it run through as normal, but you've got a slight tautness of the bottom layer. And the lighter weight fabric, the more lighter your fabric is, you will get a discrepancy. Keep that slightly taut, the bottom layer, and that's virtually perfect there. So that's one method you can do. Now another method I'm going to quickly show you. If it's really lightweight fabric, you will get more of a wave on the bottom layer. So you're going to have the fabrics slightly taut behind and on the bottom. Don't pull it, it will just compensate that dog teeth pulling it through. So both layers now, you're going to, on back behind the foot with the fingers, and on the bottom. Okay, I'm just going to bring that just fractionally in. And it's slightly taut from, so you slightly from behind, slightly, you can't, I don't class it as pulling, just be slightly taut with the fabric behind and on the bottom edge. Now, you would do this on very lightweight fabrics, because you will see the as I said, the discrepancy of the bottom layer. So there we go. Okay, that's perfect. So just be aware of handling fabrics and the way you handle fabrics.